Hi everyone! It's Aquila from a Lefty Knitter podcast, and this is episode 17. I know it has been quite some time since I did an actual recorded podcast. Episode 16 was a live podcast. I didn't love the quality of that, so I'm hoping the quality of my regular podcasts are better than that. So here we are, episode 17. Today is Sunday, the 29th of April, 2018. My name's Aquila. I live in Baltimore with my husband and 2 daughters and 2 cats. I figured I'd want to record this before Maryland Sheep and Wool, which is next weekend, and I had some finished objects, so I thought this would be a good time to sneak an episode in my very random and sporadic podcast schedule. So let's just start with the finished object right here that I'm wearing. This is the Sunset Highway. Everyone knows this. It's been shown on so many podcasts. Caitlin Hunter is a wonderful designer, and her patterns are just so amazing. I have only knit this one, but I love just the aesthetic of all of her work, her Instagram page, everything. So it's amazing, and it's Boyland Knitworks. So I know everybody's seen it. You could find it very easily just searching for Sunset Highway. So I will talk about. I used lots of ums. This is on the round, and these are all 5 of the tags that I have, and she will be at Maryland Sheep and Wool. Oh, my cat Mia. Hi, Mia. Come here. You haven't been on the podcast yet. Come here, baby. Do you want to come here? Our new cat Mia that we adopted. Come here, baby. She's thinking about it. Come here. Let me see you. Here. Oh, I know. Life is so terrible. This is Mia. And she's a grumpy gal. She don't like to be held very often. So, my boy, on the other hand. Come on, bud. Do you want to show your face? He's like, eh. They still don't get along 100%, but I don't think they'll ever sleep in the same cat bed together, but, it's just the random growl or random hiss once in a while. It is what it is. So, back to, okay. On the round is the Yarn Company, and the labels are all marked off because these are her seconds, and she does this sale once or twice a year, I believe. So I have 3 different bases actually in this sweater. So Everyday Light is the orange, which is a single ply. Then I have Everyday Fingering is the yellow and the green. One's called, the orange is called Sunshine in My Pocket. The green is Greenery, the yellow is Primrose, and then this one's called the Signature Sock Yarn, the gray, which is Smoky Quartz. I did some modifications to this sweater. I only had 2 skeins of the orange, so I kind of popped up a little, but so the modifications I made, it'd be easier to probably take this off and kind of show you. So let me do that. Okay, so modifications I made were mostly due to only having 2 skeins of the orange and not knowing if I was going to have enough, sorry, hair is crazy, to finish arms and body. So what I did, I knit pretty far down to the required amount of the body. Then I split what I had, and because I was alternating skeins the whole time because I knew when I skeined these up, and they were seconds, meaning they weren't exactly to her specification of what she would put out as like her normal product. So one was very much lighter and the other one was much more saturated in orange. So I did alternate skeins through the body. And like I said, I got to the bottom. I did not do the ribbing. I just put it on, I left it on the needles. Then I did my arms, and I had 4 balls of yarn of orange because I had split both of those, what I had left of the 2 skeins, into smaller balls to alternate for the arms also. Did the arms, followed the pattern, and then I knit as far as I could. Well, I knit to what I knew I was going to have really available till the ribbing. And then the ribbing in the cuff is all supposed to be in the main body color, but you can really customize this however you want. So I chose to do the green because I really love the green and I feel like it didn't have enough pop in the top of the sweater. So I did my cuffs green with the little pop of the body color in the cuff, and then I picked my stitches back up here and did the ribbing in the gray, which I had a decent amount of left also, and then did a little pop of the orange also to mimic the little stripe in the arm. So those are my modifications that I made. I followed pretty much to the pattern to a T. I blocked it out, and the body is much longer, so I feel like I could re-block it and kind of not stretch the body out, but the arms aren't as long as I would have liked to have been. I feel like when I'm wearing them to the wrist, in the pictures, it looks like this is like kind of puffier, and I kind of liked that look, and I didn't get that when I made mine. I don't know if I've not done a lot of stranded color work, so I don't know if my floats just weren't long enough in the back. They blocked out really nice in the top, so I'm thinking if I really wanted to, I could probably spray block the arms and just the arms and kind of pin them out a little bit wider and a little bit longer. I think that would make a whole world of difference with this. Sorry, I keep the lights coming in from that side. I should be holding it here. So, but I really love it, and now they put out the kid version of it, and I really want to make that too with just random yarn I have, because I think it would be a super awesome sweater for Hazel to have. So that is my Sunset Highway, guys. I really highly recommend this pattern. I've not knit any of her other patterns, so I can't recommend them, but I bet they're amazing, and lots of people have knit them and recommended them. So I don't think you could go wrong with a pattern from Boylan Knitworks. Finished object number 2. I was definitely on a timeline for these. They needed to be done for Maryland Sheep and Wool for my husband. He has a kilt that I bought him for his birthday. I don't know, one of the holidays. He got a kilt. So the yarn I used, I should probably say, the pattern is called, and I pronounce it wrong, it's up on my screen over here, the Kilravok, which I'm sure means something, or is a place maybe somewhere. It is a free pattern by Sharon Rose. It is actually on, it's on Ravelry for free, but it's from Knitty.com, and everybody knows usually Knitty.com. Also, they put out lots of great patterns. I've actually knit quite a few patterns from Knitty, so check them out if you're looking for free patterns, although they are on Ravelry, so you can just follow the link from there. I wanted a tweed because I think tweed yarn is just so cool, and I've actually not knit with any tweed previously, so this is the Knit Picks Stroll Tweed, and this is Sequoia Heather. This I had 4 balls of this. The other, I have 2 that are left that are, I mean, this is pretty squishy. I've used a decent amount from it, but I probably could make some socks, some shorty socks maybe. But the other 2 skeins are definitely gone. They are a kilt sock, and I did make modifications on this also. So these are knit with a 1.5 US, and I used my 9-inch Koi Goose circular needles. I did the modifications on the cuff. So if you look at the pattern online, the cuff is supposed to be this Celtic cable that goes around the sock this way, and it was so fiddly, and knitting charts is not really my thing, not cabled charts. I can follow cabled patterns a lot easier, like written instructions. I don't know why cabled charts throw me off so bad. I think it's because I read the charts the opposite way, but I can't actually follow the symbol description. I have to follow what the symbol looks like in the chart to make it look exactly as if it was knit by a right-handed person, someone that was knitting in the opposite direction. I knit mirror, so my stitches go the opposite direction. So all my stitches are on my right hand, and I'm working with my left hand. So I knit backwards, mirror knitting, backwards knitting, whatever you want to call it. So when I follow charts, I actually just read them left to right versus right to left. That's really the big difference. So when you attach that cuff, it's supposed to have, like I said, the cables going around. It was annoying the crap out of me, and I didn't do it. I decided just to do the 2x2 rib and 4 inches of that before the cable down the leg starts. So the cable goes all the way down the leg, and I could insert pictures at the end of my husband trying them on and wearing them, or everything is actually on my Ravelry page. I try to keep it very up to date, also on my Instagram. So you can find me on Ravelry as aquilladahun, all one word, or on Instagram, and on Instagram it's split up as aquilla_da_hun. And I'll put that down here on the screen for you to see. And yeah, lots of ums and ahs, and I apologize. So then it has a heel flap, a slip stitch heel flap, and the gusset. And it's kind of surprising because it's like a huge amount of stitches on a 1.5, and I usually knit on a 1, and it was like 88 stitches. But it fits so well because of this 2x2 rib that goes all the way around the sock. It's kind of hard to show, but you can see it. And that does not go on the bottom of the foot, only on the top, and then you Kitchener the toe closed. And then on the toe part, the ribbing stops where you start decreasing. And I do have 2, so I knit the second one in 14 days. I was a knitting fool. I took it to work with me, I brought it home with me, I knit at night after my little one went to bed, and I knit all during my lunch breaks, so an hour every day at work at least. So there's 2 of those. And I tried taking pictures of these on sock blockers, and then I stuffed other things in the top of the sock, and they looked very deformed. But that is sock number 2. I really also highly recommend the Knit Picks, the Stroll Tweed. I've knit with the tweed, the Stroll before, and I really like it. This is so soft, and it's 65% superwash wool, 25% nylon, and then 10% in tweed. So it's got it would be like a 75-20 practically, or 75-25, I apologize, skein, but 10% of that is that tweed yarn. And this color, I love it. It doesn't in the ball look like it has so much tweed, but man, when you knit with it, you really can see all the flecks of that tweed. And they have some great colors. It was really hard for me to choose. There was another one that was more of a blue-green, and I wasn't sure if I should go with that one, but I ended up going with the Sequoia Heather, and I really am glad that I did that. So that is finished object number 2. Okay, finished object number 3. Not quite finished, but if I was part of the Mean Girls crew, they'd be finished because they just have some fringe on one of the socks. So this one's actually turned inside out. So these are no recipe, they're just top down, cuff down, knit a tube. I was using my Koigu 9-inch US size 1s. I love these. I love having just a vanilla sock on these. Although I realized for myself, I do not love an afterthought cut-in heel. It doesn't fit my foot right. I feel like if I went up to 64 stitches and then added the heel in, maybe it would fit a little better. But then this is going to be too big. So I just don't love the Afterthought cut-in heel. I like doing it. I like knitting it. I don't like the way it wears. So I'm not sure. I don't really have a go-to heel. I don't know. I see lots of people do that vanilla is the new black, and I think that's a pretty cool looking heel on it. I might have to try that. Because I think I will prefer a heel flap and gusset. So these are Knit Mona yarn, and it came with the little mini. This is Mona's favorite sock, 75/25, and it had a cool striping effect because half of the skein was dyed red and half was dyed black. They're called Dark Side, which is a Star Wars reference. And then the little mini, which I have in this bag, I believe still. Here's the rest of that. So I don't know what I might cast on more, maybe a shorty pair or something. We'll see. It came apart. The inside came out of my cake, but oh man, now it's on the floor. This is the mini that came with it, and you can see that it's got the sparkle in it. This is the silver stellina. So I have a decent amount of that left. Again, I do have the second one. This one, like I said, is just turned inside out because I haven't woven all my ends yet. So, but I have two, so technically they're done. They're done. I just gotta weave the ends in, and then maybe just wearing an Afterthought heel a few times will help kind of stretch it out a little. I don't know. Or maybe this yarn was a thinner yarn and I should have done a 64 stitch sock. I don't know. I'm still perfecting like a vanilla sock for myself based on, all fingering weight yarn is not the same. I've knit with some that is really, really thin feeling and, was probably a light fingering. And I've knit with some that are pretty heavy feeling. Like even the mini the yarn just seems a little more plump. And that all makes a difference in your stitch count and how many stitches you should probably have in your sock, especially for an Afterthought cut-in heel, because I think that makes a difference on how it would fit. I even add, like, when I do my heel part, not so much on the toe, but I'll do 2 or 3 rounds straight stockinette before I start decreasing, just to give myself a little extra room. And it still just didn't feel this sock. I've done other socks with Afterthought heels, but I don't love them as much either. They're not my favorite sock to wear. So I just need to figure out what I really like. So those are number 3. These were on the needles quite a long time. I'm looking at my Ravelry page now. I cast these on in November. So these were just like on the go in the car when we go someplace where we might be driving a little longer, because other things took precedence. Because when I cast on that sweater, that's all I wanted to do. When I had those socks for my husband on the needles, I knew that's what I needed to do because I wanted them done for Sheep and Wool. So if you're at Sheep and Wool this weekend, coming in a week, well, we'll be there Saturday. He'll be one of many guys in kilts and his kilt socks, so you can find him that way. Okay, sorry. Oh, you wouldn't know I'm saying sorry because I was gone for like an hour. All right. That is all of my finished objects, and I really only have one knitted work in progress, and I have 2 crochet work in progresses. So I will start with my knitted work in progress, which I've wanted to knit this for a while. It is a Hohi Locatelli pattern, and it's called Pure Joy, so I'm sure lots of people have already seen this also. I wanted to do it a little different, so I'm changing it up just a little bit. So this yarn I actually got at It's the Maryland Homespun Yarn Party, and it's in Savage Mill every year. I don't know if it's March or April, but it just happened not long ago. And so I will show this yarn, obviously, because it's in my project. And then I bought one more thing from there, so I'll show that also. So it's really kind of an acquisition after I show this, my Pure Joy. So I'm actually knitting my Pure Joy with, my husband got these for Christmas, and I haven't really podcasted all since way long ago, and I didn't really show a lot of things, so I'm just going to show them now. He got me this Knitter's Pride kit of the Carbons, the interchangeable set. These are really nice needles. I really, really enjoy them. I use them on my Sunset Highway also. So I'm using them on my Pure Joy too. So the yarn I got at Duck Duck Wool, and I've always thought their yarn was really cute, and the ladies are super nice, and you should really check them out. Duck Duck Wool. So the main color of my Pure Joy is a very dark gray. Peter's Shadow was the name of this. And her skeins, I don't know if you saw that on there. This is a merino silk fingering weight, but it's 600 yards. It's 150 grams. And Peter's Shadow, of course, you know, Peter Pan reference. I love it. I think it's a great, great tonal gray. And so my idea was to use like a mini set, a mini gradient set in my Pure Joy, because if you've seen it, it's big wedges and then a little like mini stripe. So each of my mini stripes, I'll show the colors later. So I've gotten 3 wedges done. Sorry, I have it all caught up and tangled. Okay. So here are my 3 wedges. So you do wedge 1 color. Well, actually, I think this is all just the beginning, and then the beginning of the wedge starts with the color. So there's my color 1. I have color 2, color 3. You do 5 wedges. So I have 5 mini sets. 5. You do 6 wedges. I'm sorry. The last wedge is supposed to be of your contrast color, which would be what these mini stripes are. So after I do all 5 of my mini stripes, my 6th wedge is going to be a rainbow wedge of those 5 colors. So the first color, this is called Freckled Flowers, her little minis. And so the first one was this pink. I don't think they have names. They're just called Freckled Flowers. So here's this pink, and these are all Stellina. These all have Stellina in them. So I thought they were pretty. So pink. So I'm following kind of the rainbow with the Roy G. Biv idea. The orangey yellow, which is in here. I did my green, which is a super pretty green with like the pops of the dark green and the lime green in there. I really love that. And I'll take these out of the bag so you can see them. The blue. Oh, don't know what that was. The blue. And then the purple. So my last wedge will be these colors in a row, all together as one wedge of block of color, whatever. And I might do the bind off in the gray, because I think that might be fun. We'll see when I get there. Like I said, I've used 3. I won't be, you know, now the wedges, they're taking a lot longer because you have a lot more stitches on your needles, but I am very excited about this project. I think it will make a really good staple in my wardrobe because of the gray. And I can wear practically any color because it will have a rainbow set of colors in this, but the majority of it will be the gray, and I really like it. And here's the Carbons. This is a US 6s, and they're actually printed on here and on the needle, but I did notice knitting my sweater, a lot of the type print had come off of the needle part. But these are really nice, really smooth joins. I haven't had any problems. I really, really enjoy them, and my husband does really great buying me tools for my knitting. He has bought me all my large items, my needle sets, my spinning wheel, my loom, plethora of stuff, and he's just amazing in that way. So yeah, Duck Duck Wool, if you haven't tried them, you should give them a chance. I know they sell online. The ladies were super friendly, so I'm sure if you called and had lots of questions or emailed and had questions, they'd probably be right back to you right away. So while I'm talking about what I actually acquired at Savage Mill, that it's in the Savage Mill, it's a really cool venue. It's a big room where they have lots of vendors, so it gets a little crowded, a little like, you know, claustrophobic-y, but it's a really great show, a lot of good vendors, and you know, I've been there a handful of times since it's relatively close. So if you want to go ziplining, they have ziplining like right outside of the Savage Mill, like Antique Mall. So, you know, just an idea if you want to make like a super whole day of it. The other yarn that I bought, which I've never knit with their yarns, so that's why I bought it, and I've really been loving some self-striping yarn lately. So, well, I haven't really knit with a lot of hand-dyed self-striping yarn, which I would really love to. They're harder to get a hold of. So this is Fiber Nymph Dye Works. And a lot of people will probably be thrown off if they are super matchy-matchy about their socks and they want them to match. What I liked, well, she does sell duos of the same color, but I really love the idea of the irreversible set. So you get, this is Bounce, which is her 80/20, and these are 200 yard skeins each, so it's a 400 skein. 400 yard if total. So there'll be the opposite. One will be the green and one will be the red with the green. I just love the idea of it. She had some great colors, and I just thought how fun these would be for Christmas, and possibly I might not knit them till the Christmas Eve cast on, which would be, you know, 6, 7, 8 months from now, but whatever. Like, I have lots of other yarn to knit with. So this one is called Cranberry Forest, and it says 2 stripes of alternating widths inversed on each skein for perfectly matchy mismatched knits. And I just think this is an awesome idea. I'm not sure if they're at Maryland Sheep and Wool or not. Could look on the vendor list and see if they are. So if you get a chance, I've never knit with their yarns. They feel wonderful, so we'll find out, and I'll let you know. Might not be till Christmas. So I mentioned earlier my other 2 whips were blanket whips. The one I'm not going to pull out. It's really not much done on it. It's just a kind of marled single crochet blanket that I'm making as one of those like weighted blankets, because I made my rainbow one, if you have seen previous podcasts. And this one is just going to be all in blacks, whites, and grays. So it's just marled with all the different yarns of that. But my other crochet blanket I really do love, and it is using scraps of leftovers or minis some minis that I have. I don't ever really have a lot of minis. I don't buy a lot of minis. So this is really just leftover yarn from lots of projects. Like, I could go through and point out all the different ones because they're so pretty. But so this is my I think the knit Attic 24 is where most people are getting the specs for this. I think I may have even cast on more. I have it folded in half here, but I'll just undo it all so you can see it. So I started, this is my the bottom, and I'm not super far, but I love it, and I just wanted to show it because there are so many fun yarns in here. And I really feel like even if you only have a little bit of scraps left, I'm just magic knotting, and you can probably see threads all over. I haven't woven anything. I might not weave in anything. They're just magic knotted, and I might just leave them as is, and there'll be just little tassels all over the place, which I'm totally fine with because it's supposed to be scrappy and fun, and you can see a bunch over there. And I just really love it. And there's yarn in here from when I first started knitting. Like, I think I've been knitting 2018. It's been a long time. I've probably been knitting at least 10 years, I guess. Something like that. So it's not even been a long time, but I just have Ziploc bags of scraps, and some are super tiny, and I'm going to be using them in this too, because I just don't have the heart to throw them away, because I feel like, oh, I could use it in this, or maybe I could use it for eyes in a stuffed animal, or, yeah. I'm not a pack rat. I just can't get rid of it because I love it too much. And some of my stripes in here only go for maybe half the width of one row, and that's it. And I had to change colors. I even have some hand spun in here from some friends. It's just really fun, and it's like, you know, it's that memory blanket that you see all these yarns that you used in projects. So I just had to show you that because I thought if you know how to crochet, or even if you don't, it's really super easy and a great way to just use up yarn that you might be coveting because you don't want to get rid of that little ball of yarn. So I even have some yarn in here that takes like 7 or 8 stripes. But what am I going to use it in? It's like a color that I'm like, I'll never use that for heels or toes. What would I use it in? So I'm just throwing it in here because I can. It's gonna be awesome. I can't wait till I can actually use it. Alright, one last thing that is fiber related, and that I hadn't woven in a while, and I follow tons of people who weave online, and I'm just in awe of their projects, and it really does come down to, a lot of these people just have great materials to use, great roving, or they'll buy all the yarn that's all matchy and perfect, and I haven't gotten there yet because I have so much stuff that I know I can weave into stuff, but I'm also not great at it yet. This is really only like the third bigger thing that I've woven on this. I've tried making dishcloths, and then I finally found a video on how to extend my warp threads. So I'm really excited that I have figured out how to make my warp threads longer so I could actually make some dish towels on this. I just gotta do it and try it again, because I had tried it previously and I just got this, it looked like a little placemat or like a little doily, and it just wasn't big enough. So now I know how to make them longer, and that makes me really excited. So I wanted to weave because I had finished up the socks and I didn't know what I was going to do next. And I pulled out like my other bag of like acrylic scraps that I have of different weights and different stuff like that. And I asked my daughter, I was like, would you want something like this? And I went on Instagram and showed her, and she was like, yeah, mommy. And I was like, okay, let's pull out some colors. So I let her dig through the whole bag, and I'm just kind of winging it. I haven't trimmed any fringe yet on this. So I have a Funem, F-U-N-E-M loom. My husband also got this, like I said, and so this is the start of the wall hanging for my daughter. So, and it's really a lot of acrylic in this. You can see it has some boucle that I had from God knows when, and I didn't push my threads down far enough here. I'm learning, and it's okay because I really enjoy doing it. It's calming, and like in all honesty, I could just weave back and forth all of the same color, and it's just meditative and therapeutic, and so, yep. So these will get trimmed, and I pulled out some more pink and purple, because that's what she wanted, all pinks and purples, but we agreed on this, which is more like a periwinkle to go in to give it a little bit of contrast. So I have some pink and purple that I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do it in half, do one half one color, one half the other color, and then I'll be done. I'm going to figure out, because the last time I took something off, it didn't work really well. Figure out how to make that work, and get like a dowel rod and maybe let her paint it pink, because that would be kind of fun. Let her sponge brush it or something, sponge paint it. And then we'll use that to hang it on her wall. So it's almost done. Actually, I haven't worked on this in like a week. I did it all in one day last weekend or the weekend before that. And yeah. So, and then that'll be done, because I'm just going to do straight weave up here on this stuff, and that'll be super quick. And I already know which yarn I'm going to use. I just have to do it. So, but now my pure joy has taken over like every knitting second that I have. All right, well, let me grab John, because he said it has been a long time, and we'll talk a little life stuff. Yeah.
Howdy.
Yeah. So to any new viewers that are watching my podcast, welcome, and any old viewers, you'll remember this guy.
Probably not.
My husband.
I doubt it.
Johnny Bo.
No. I mean, yes. But nobody important.
You're my husband. You're very important. You're my yarn enabler and supporter of all crafty things.
I have a button.
Yeah.
I think I said that before.
Yeah, I think we've talked
But
about
I'm
that.
saying it again.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's been since
1 week since you looked at me.
it's been since no. When did we last podcast? The Shenandoah.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, it's been a while. So
I haven't done much lately.
we've done stuff.
It's been a cold winter. We live in a state that doesn't want to make up its mind on if it wants to be warm or not.
Yesterday was like 82, and today is like 56.
Not even.
You don't think it's that warm?
No, it's cold.
It's cold.
I just went outside. It's cold snow. I can't remember who did that, but for some reason it's stuck in my head.
Oy, you're gonna. You're shaking it.
I do apologize.
You're shaking it.
So is everybody ready for sheep and wool?
Maryland sheep and wool. You need to, because people might think it's New York.
No, nobody else is important. Our sheep and wool's the best sheep and wool. You heard it here first.
So that's a week.
If you want to get mauled by little old ladies in a booth at a farm thing, then that's your place, man.
It is very crowded. On Saturday, it is very crowded.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday is a much calmer day.
But still very crowded. It's only not crowded if you go Saturday and then realize, wow, this is nothing compared to yesterday. I mean, if you go
Sunday.
both days.
Yeah, if you go both days, yeah.
We should just wait till Sunday.
No. So, podcaster meetup is Saturday, 1 o'clock.
So we should go Sunday.
Near the corral, not the corral, near the show ring where the bleachers are. 1 o'clock, show ring, bleachers.
Yeah.
Podcaster meetup. I can't speak.
Bleachers. We're not going to do it in the field?
No.
Oh.
It's never in the field. That's where we set up. So a bunch of my friends. There's where the sheep sharing demos are held near the one big barn. There's like a field, and we always like set up a blanket and chairs and picnic, and it's like Cinco de Mayo, and everybody's like, woo, we could bring all kinds of great snacks for Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, I'm gonna totally not do anything that is against the rules.
Yeah. Not.
Yeah. So anyways, Tequila is not gonna be at Sheep and Wool this year.
Stop.
But hopefully the wine lady's back. Wasn't the wine lady not there last year? No,
she don't do Maryland.
Oh.
The sangria. Peace, happiness, sangria.
Love, peace, sangria. Love, happiness, sangria. happiness, peace, love, happiness.
Love, happiness.
Sangria.
Yeah, her sangria is pretty
She
great.
sells little milk jugs full of sangria, and they are delightful, and they sneak up on you. And if you drink 3 of them, then you'll
Please don't
one
drink
minute
3
be
of them.
like, man, this is fun. And then after that, you'll be like, I want to fight a sheep. It happens. It's not, I don't make the rules. I just live by them. So
The first rule. You won't
don't talk
talk
about
sheep
Fight
fighting.
Club.
Okay, so we've also been to some concerts.
We've been to a
We
few.
saw Less Than Jake
We did.
again.
We did. And we saw Reverend Peyton again.
Again. We talked about them on one of the
And
podcasts.
I finally got to see Kill Lincoln. Kill Lincoln is awesome. They are a ska punk band from DC, and apparently one of the main guys moved to California for some reason. So I don't know how much more Kill Lincoln I'm gonna get. Every time I get like a favorite local band, they
move.
They move.
Or they break up.
Talking to you, JJ.
Oh, JJ Damage.
And the Bandits.
Yeah, we love them.
The Bandits are not here anymore.
Yeah, so, and then also at the Kill Lincoln show was, The Forwards was the first band, and they were interesting.
If you want some good pelvic gyrations, that's your band.
By a guy with very long dreads. And he plays that thing.
With dreads.
What is that?
Oh, yeah, I can't remember what the thing's called. It's like the piano that you blow into.
One of those.
I'm sure you know what I'm talking
Comment below if you know what it's called. They'll Google it. They'll just Google it.
I've got a friend that plays
and then
it,
type
and
it.
I should know this.
Yeah, well.
Anyways.
You obviously aren't.
Yeah.
Good
and
friends.
then we saw the Pie Tasters.
The Pie Tasters were the main headlining band of that show, and oh god, I love them.
Yeah. And my wife is probably going to see a show that I have no interest in seeing.
Well, that's not until August, and it's.
But the specials are coming next month, so we might end up going to see another ska band.
And the Melvins are coming,
and
we might see them
Melvins
too.
are coming. Let's get weird.
And the band I'm hopefully seeing in August is Guided by Voices, and they're kind of an indie rock band.
They kind of. We are usually all together in our musical tastes, except for when she picks.
And then we're just randomly talking stuff.
Yes.
So Record Store Day happened.
Yeah.
We're huge. We have lots.
We're huge.
Lots.
Yes.
Yeah, we're huge.
We are getting very huge.
We're huge.
We're trying to get our summer bodies ready, but we haven't really done anything.
Pizza.
We had so many Taco Tuesdays over the winter. I don't know if you had Taco Tuesdays, but we also stepped it up and had Taco Wednesdays.
I've been using my KitchenAid, and I've been making we were making lots of pizza dough, and I made chicken pot pie a few times.
Oh my god.
With the
buttery crust.
Oh god, it's so good.
Alright, but anyways, so...
We got some records. Well, we didn't get any from Record Store Day.
So many records. Yeah.
But
I did. But no, I didn't participate. I usually... our good friend Rick from Shock Doctor Records started a thing called Bad Word that starts with an F Record Store Day. So you go to the serious independent record shops that can't quite afford to do the whole hoopla of Record Store Day
and buy records from them.
And I don't know. I mean, Record Store Days, you do it once, you do it 100 times. It's like, I don't know,
there's
special
cool
release
stuff.
Bubblegum scented lilac colored freaking releases of a record that's $5 usually, and then they charge you $65 for it. So, but anyways.
So,
I
but we
digress.
go to our little local guys at Ramon Records,
Yes.
and they're at North Point Flea Market. If you are from the area, they're wonderful. If you listen to records, they also sell CD. No, do they have CDs?
Yeah, they got CDs,
and
they got
tapes.
tapes, they got
Yeah,
VHS cassettes, they've got record players.
No, what's the other one? Amtrak.
Amtrak. They sell trains that go from New York to Washington, D.C. in approximately 4 hours. 8 tracks, if that's what you were going for, then that's not nearly as exciting. You said Amtrak.
I said Atrax is right
I was
after.
already on the thing about the train.
I know.
I didn't hear you. So anyways, there is a special little event coming up soon that I don't want to compete with because my lovely wife is turning 64 in a couple of days.
Song.
And she looks great for 64. But she's, what? How old are you? 30?
I'll be 36.
You're going, God damn, you're old. Goodness gracious.
You'll be 40 this year.
Oh, well, that's older. But, I mean, I'm waiting for you to turn 40 so that I can trade you in for 2 20s. No? Well, anyways, my wonderful wife is getting old, and
I have no clue where it's going.
I got her a couple of things for this day, and she's used to me never giving her these things on the special day. But I've got one thing for the day, but one thing that I don't want to compete with sheep and wool. So let's give Quilla a birthday present right now on live pre-recorded television. Hold on. Be interesting. Hold on.
Be interesting.
Yeah.
I did not know he was doing this. He flipped out though yesterday when the packages were on the table and I came home before he did and he thought I got the mail.
Yeah,
I did not get the mail.
Pretty sure she already knows. So
No, I have no clue.
There you go.
Well, I'm assuming it's probably yarn now. Oh.
Go ahead, Ted. And it's only part of this present because one of it's not even
Part?
a thing yet.
Part of the present? How
Yeah.
can it be part?
You'll find out
Sorry.
in approximately 3 weeks.
People usually don't love the crinkling stuff. You should
What are you talking about? There's people that watch just videos of people unwrapping shit.
Oh, like Hazel's videos
Yeah, dude.
of all the videos
They're
she
very
watches
popular
of
these days.
kids' toys being opened.
So you gotta look surprised all the time.
Are you nuts? He's nuts. What the heck? Lolo did it. OMG. What's her name? Lauren? Yeah, it's Lauren.
Oh, she didn't see the packages though.
No. I looked at it before I opened it.
This lady is always super fun to work with when she's dealing with a husband that's not necessarily 100%.
Well, on her podcast, she all the time is talking about how she's like responds to people and she's always helping them, she'll like take pictures of stuff and send it to people and be like, this is a good combo or this is a good combo. She talks about that all the time.
So I had some problems with her site and accidentally ordered the same thing 4 times or 3 times something like that. She had to bail me out and it was fun.
Oh my god.
So that is the entire Walking Dead
mini set.
They were sold out of the non-sparkle, so you ended up having to get sparkle.
That's okay.
Yeah.
OMG. Like, seriously. You're nuts. Oh my god. I think that's Negan. That's totally Negan. And I have a full set of the Daryl.
Yeah. Well, you don't have the sparkly Daryl, though.
That's okay. Now I gotta figure out what to do with this.
Yeah, I don't know. That's your... that's where you come in.
Oh my
And
god.
I just buy the shit.
So what do you mean? Like, should I not look at this paper?
No, you can look at the paper. I don't know what it is.
No, it just is talking about
It
this.
just says Love Lauren.
That did not call...
Don't look at that paper. So, yeah, so it comes with the project bag and it comes with all the little flavors of the Walking Dead. And
Oh my god.
I know we're not really big Walking Dead people, but I thought the colors were...
The colors are pretty awesome.
If you've never checked out... I always thought it was LOL, I did it. Until you just said
Lolo did it.
No, apparently I can't read good.
And he's bought me yarn from her before because I freaked out. I kind of wanted the hippos for Mother's Day last year when it was the first year out, and you messaged her and she like re-dyed you.
Yeah.
She like made a whole nother batch to put up online.
Yeah.
So you could get one too.
Do you think she would mind if I still called it LOL, I did it?
I don't know, but she might get a kick out of it. Maybe I'll try to tag her and she'll watch it. She's very busy.
Possibly not.
She's very. They live in Las Vegas.
Yeah, and I do thank you so much for helping me out with all the other I was like a 80-year-old woman trying to learn Facebook, dealing with the website for some reason. So she was super responsive and super awesome, and yeah, she did one other special thing for me. But so thank you for that. You know what I'm talking about, but I can't say it right now. So
What?
all right.
What? You're nuts. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
I love him. See, I told you, he's my enabler. I have so much yarn. Sheep and wool is probably going to be low-key this year.
Your birthday only comes around once every 6 months or so.
I don't celebrate half birthdays.
Oh, okay.
Rebecca of the Mean Girls,
Yeah?
she celebrates half birthdays, which falls on her sister's birthday around.
Did her sweater end up fitting? Because I remember watching her live thing of
her story?
Yeah,
and
and
I don't
she
know.
was super mad because she made a whole entire sweater and gauge was wrong and she took some bad advice or something like that.
Oh, you know what?
I'm gonna go look as soon as we get off here.
I think she talked about it on the podcast, and I think she's gonna rip it out.
A whole sweater?
I can't remember. She'll let us know. She'll message us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I hope it fit.
I hope so too. It's a lot of knitting.
If not, maybe we could just start doing some meth until it fits. Meth. Yeah.
No.
What?
Meth.
We're not going to do math until it fits. Math is not a good weight loss program.
Oh, you mean... Oh. All right. It's been 15 minutes of us crazy talking.
Okay.
We don't need the podcast to go too long.
Bye.
But yeah, Sheep and Wool guys will be there.
Why are you still talking? You said you don't talk anymore.
But we have to sign off and say, like the thingy.
Oh.
Subscribe to the thingy.
Do all those things. All those things.
All of it. And then I say knit happy because no one wants to knit angry.
And I say, shh, I'm counting.